Story 1. Random hugs. Never underestimate the power of telling your spouse they look cute or pretty when you think they do. Story 2. Consistency. She will not say it, but she really wants to feel like you mean what you say and that you will keep showing up, not just in the beginning, but always. Story 3. When I was asked if I wanted flowers as a gift, I used to say it was a waste of money or to just buy useful things. But when I saw other people post about receiving flowers, I kind of envied them. I overcame this and asked for a compromise. I told him I would appreciate getting flowers once in a while, like on anniversaries or Valentine's Day. So far, so good. All we need to do is let them know. Story 4. Let me explain this without having to ask. I understand the logic of men. If we ask and communicate, then you can do what is asked. That logic is hard to argue with. This works well for things like chores and errands. However, when women say we want small things done for us without asking, like buying flowers, bringing us morning coffee, random breakfast, surprise plans for a date, or doing things on our to-do list unexpectedly, yes, we can ask, but it takes away from the "I was doing whatever and thought of you" or "I was thinking about what would make your day better or easier." The result is the same, but not how it is experienced. I personally constantly do this for my partner. If he is busy, I book his appointments. If he is tired, I surprise him with dinner and a massage. If he wants to go see an event, I buy tickets as a surprise. This is how we show love and how we want to receive it as well. I can't speak for all women, but myself and women in my life agree on this. Story 5. Words of affirmation. I think women appreciate them, but as someone with a lot of baggage, even the simplest "we're good" or something similar is great. Story 6. 2 things. 1. Let her catch you bragging about her to someone in a way that does not involve her appearance. 2. When she says, "That's it, right there," or any variation, do not suddenly change it at that moment. I do not know what possesses men to do this, but they all seem to. Story 7. Cuddles and physical affection without having to exchange it for sex. I have asked for this often and never received it. It seems like men only get close when they want sex. Everything else feels like a bonus or tedious foreplay. I do not know, but it is sad. I crave honest cuddles much more than sex. Story 8.1. Plan dates and surprise her. Instead of just deciding where you want to go, book us a table. Be ready at 8. Give flowers not just on birthdays or anniversaries, but on random days because it feels nice. Cuddle, especially during periods. Give genuine compliments without being asked, such as saying, "You look so pretty," from your heart. Show appreciation even for things she routinely does, like cooking or laundry. Do not take them for granted. Story 9. Sweet small gestures. Also, it is not that some of us never ask, it is that we do not want to have to ask. You could get me a rock from outside, and I would be so thankful. Or send me a good morning text that would make me blush. Flowers are an obvious choice for bigger events. Stuff like that. Little romantic things. Story 10. It is as simple as flowers. Not just when you do something wrong or when it is a holiday. Give flowers randomly but frequently. Bonus points if you ask what their favorite flowers are. Story 11. Let them show us affection without having to ask for it. Some casual gifts, not big ones, simple gestures and pampering to help with sleep. Story 12. To feel safe, seen, and heard is the best feeling ever. That ability to switch off your mind and let your guard down cannot be forced. It is something that naturally occurs. Story 13. I wish my husband were more affectionate. We have had discussions about it, but I feel bad asking him to do something unnatural for him. When he does show me affection, I feel like he thinks it is a chore. I have never really had an affectionate partner. I wish more men were naturally affectionate, not always in a sexual way, although that is appreciated too. Story 14. If someone is a hater, believe me. If someone is mean to me or bullies me, have my back. Supporting me does not mean fist fighting. I have left most relationships because I was alone when I needed help in that way. Story 15. To feel like I am not a burden. That whatever a partner does for me is out of love and because they are happy to make me happy, not like a chore just to avoid me getting upset or something to throw at my face later. As a neurodivergent single mom, I know I am asking for a lot. Thank God I am functional enough to get by on my own, and I am doing much better than I did when I was married. But sometimes I just want to have someone to lean on and not feel like I am going to get abandoned if I am not doing well. Once again, I am asking for a lot. Story 16. I'd like to clarify all these answers about being seen or appreciated. Take note of things she likes and dislikes. The actionable part is to, for example, see a specific thing she uses that is running low and get more on your next trip to the store. If she has a hobby that you can help improve, like making her an organizer for her crafting supplies, or framing an old painting of hers she had lying around. Most are small gestures, not elaborate things. Just small, actionable items based on her specific likes and needs. The disconnect is often that women want men to just do it without saying anything, while men need a list or be given a task or actionable item, but women don't want to have to communicate it all the time. Both partners need to communicate and know that sometimes all the communication in the world won't help someone who simply does not want to do it. They are likely incompatible then. Story 17. Quality time without an agenda. Too many men only seem interested in connection if sex is the guaranteed outcome. Like salespeople who try to pretend they care about you when it is obvious their agenda is selling you something. It is a huge turnoff. Story 18. Wants the same emotions at a family photo shoot, similar to those that a husband experiences from fishing or another hobby. Sincere pleasure and joy. Story 19. Step up, contribute your share, and do it without being asked or expecting it to be noticed. Do it because that is what a decent human being does. Story 20. A submissive, dominant, masculine, feminine man who does what he is told and tells her what to do. He does not seek sex but perpetually cherishes her. He does not care about her looks at all, yet is captivated by her appearance at all times. He is seriously responsible and driven to achieve success, yet does not care about success and is whimsical and a free spirit. Mostly, a man who does the opposite of what he does and the opposite of that. Story 21. I wanted a gentleman in the streets and a straightforward partner in the sheets. Also, for him to get up when he hears the baby without being asked at least some of the time. I got 1 out of 2. Story 22. Honestly, to feel safe enough to fully soften. We want to be strong, independent, capable women, and we are, but deep down, many of us just want to exhale around someone. To not have to over-explain our feelings. To not always be the planner, the fixer, or the emotional translator. We want someone who notices the little shifts in our mood, holds space when we are quiet, and makes us feel like it is okay to just be. No pretending, no overperforming, just safe. Not just physically safe, but emotionally too. But we rarely say that out loud because it feels too vulnerable or like we will be seen as needy. Instead, we drop hints or try to act extra chill, hoping someone will just get it. So yeah, that. Story 23. When she speaks, even if you do not have it in you, even if you do not agree with what she is saying, just listen. Let her talk. Do not cut her off and start listing the reasons why you do not agree with what she is saying. Never do that. Instead, later sometime you can bring it up. Just casually say, I was thinking about what you said earlier, and here is what I think. Story 24. Thoughtful gifts. Almost every girl I know has a wish list or Pinterest board of gifts that she would like. And it seems like men are just clueless about gifting in general. Meanwhile, I get some of the best presents from my best friends. I just want something sentimental from my partner. Story 25. Many good women just want to be heard and to be themselves without being called dramatic or strange. Story 26. To feel safe to be ourselves and be cared about whether we are up or down. Due to hormone fluctuations, our emotions change throughout the month. There are certain times we may be more sensitive than others. Everyone is unique in how much they are affected by these fluctuations. I have premenstrual dysphoric disorder and track mine because they cycle so dramatically. Knowing what is coming helps me to talk myself down internally when my instinct is not to be calm and rational. Externally, I appear calm, rational, and controlled. Internally, I am consciously talking myself down. I am aware of my emotions and do my best to give my husband a heads up a few days before I know that I will be extra sensitive for the next week. I do not treat it like an excuse, Just letting him know that I might be more likely to be hurt by a joke or might get choked up over things that are trivial. My husband checks in with me. I appreciate that he does that every day or two to see how I am feeling physically and emotionally, not just how work and my to-do list are going. Story 27. Respect. I do not mean any disrespect, but men generally do not see women as just people. We are human just like they are, but many men do not inherently believe this simple fact. If they did, it would make them respect a woman just like they respect other men. It is exhausting to be a woman, especially in professional settings. Men will constantly talk over you, dismiss your advice, and explain things as if they are talking to a teenager. And all this happens when they are being cordial and polite. It is an entirely different struggle when they are ill-mannered or outright hostile. Story 28. Honestly, there are many things I explicitly requested or even wrote down as proof, yet they said I never did. Story 29. To be taken care of. Small moments of thoughtfulness, attention, and awareness of their needs. For example, do you know how she likes her coffee? Can you order it for her without having to ask? If she is sick or overwhelmed with work, do you help her? Cook dinner, drive her to the doctor's office, let her take a nap while you take the kids to the park? Or do you leave her to take care of everything because you are busy? Of course, many real-world relationships have healthy and balanced dynamics. There are men who do more than their share and women who drag their feet. But in general, women are the caretakers in relationships. Too often, this means they are always the caretakers for everyone, while the man mostly just takes care of himself, if even that. Story 30. To feel loved unconditionally and be surprised with the little things. Little love notes, massages, daily affirmations, and more. Story 31. I want random acts of love, like flowers or surprising me with sushi takeout. If I have to ask for it, it is not the same. Story 32. To be able to post an answer to this question or any question about women without their male partner centering his own needs and experience in response, like all the men jumping into the comments to say, "We want that too," are doing right now. Story 33. I think many women want genuine emotional support and to feel truly heard, not just solutions, but someone who really listens without trying to fix everything. Story 34. Feeling safe. Someone can sense when something feels off, notices subtle changes in mood or tone, and genuinely cares to ask and hold space without immediately trying to fix or dismiss it. Story 35. To not be included in something all women want, because she is an individual with her own likes and dislikes. Story 36. Flowers and small surprises on random days, respect, love, honesty, loyalty, being a priority over female coworkers, friends, and family, helping us out at home when you see us doing chores, taking care of your own mother instead of making it your wife's responsibility, not fat-shaming your wife when she has polycystic ovary syndrome or other health issues that cause her weight gain, not comparing your wife to other women, especially those you work with daily who are skinny and attractive, not speaking badly about your wife to others at work, not engaging in disrespectful comments about your wife at work from your boss and female coworkers, and random long drives on hot summer days with ice packs in the car. Story 37. From one woman I was friends with benefits with for a while. She loved being respected and adored. But in the bedroom, she wanted to be treated like a toy or prostitute. She would never say it to someone she was dating. I guess she just wanted them to figure it out. Story 38. If it is important to her, but you cannot understand how or why it could be important, you should still treat it as important. Story 39. To be able to express our emotions without them being dismissed or used against us. For example, being called crazy and hysterical. Story 40. They want you to anticipate their needs. For example, instead of saying, "I'm going to the store, need anything?" say, "I just went to the store, here's a bar of the chocolate you like." Story 41. Say "I love you" to your wife or girlfriend, and don't be shy to hug in public. It is not inappropriate because, for all you know, your wife could be gone tomorrow, and you never said, "I love you," name, "I love you so much." Story 42. When it is time to be an adult, let me do things beforehand that do not seem related to adult responsibilities. Maybe that is how I prepare for adult life, and it will benefit you. Story 43. Why not ask? Nobody is psychic. I was sad because my boyfriend did not compliment me. I like praise. I told him, and now he always praises me, and I am so happy. What is the logic in not telling them and then being upset? If my boyfriend, after many years, flipped out because I did not do something, I would think he is unreasonable for not telling me. I am not psychic. We have the ability to speak. Story 44. Came here expecting to see stable living conditions and stable income, but instead I see emotionally aligned and physically affectionate. Story 45. Please someone just like me for who I am. Listen to me and stop trying to get into my pants. The last guy I went out with got mad because I did not kiss him at the end of the date. Story 46. Feeling seen, like really seen. Not just listened to, but understood without always having to explain. It is that quiet kind of support where she does not have to ask because you just notice. Little things like remembering what she said in passing or showing up when she is tired even if she did not say a word. That kind of presence speaks louder than anything. Story 47. Please buy us flowers, pluck flowers for us, or gift us flowers. Even a random wildflower makes women happy. Story 48. Every person is different. It is reasonable to have a standard of clear communication. Neither of you are mind readers. Do not try to guess unexpressed wishes. I am a woman. I think the notion that asking for what you want diminishes the thoughtfulness is ridiculous. Story 49. When I get dressed up to go out for date night, girls' night, or family events and ask how I look, I want you to act like I took your breath away. It gives me extra confidence before going out. Story 50. I wish I could be called beautiful more often without needing to ask for it. I love compliments even though I am shy. Story 51. Money. They do ask for it, but money is the most underrated thing in a relationship. Everyone pretends that it doesn't matter and then tries to make it illegal. It matters a lot. Story 52. They want not only physical safety and security, but emotional safety and security as well. Emotional safety and security are complex and require a lot of effort, but it is rarely requested in a way that a man can comprehend. Instead, we typically receive hints that we often miss. Story 53. Doing things for her because you want to do them and not because she has to ask. Women often give clues or directly express what they want in a relationship. Just listen, remember, and act on it. It's that simple. Your little actions, remembering what she said, or genuinely caring about what she says or does make a big difference. In a relationship, it matters how you make her feel. For example, most women like to talk and want to share every little thing with their partner. Don't zone out. Listen to her. If you feel you cannot do this basic thing for her, then leave because it just will not work. Once you go down that road, it is almost impossible to get back. You need to put in a lot of effort to bring things back. If you cannot do that and want things to fall into place easily, then you are in the wrong place. That being said, one thing I want in a relationship but never ask for is him doing something without me having to request it. But I have contradicted myself and even told him about this. I have told him everything I want and keep mentioning it again and again. Then I realized I can keep asking and reminding, but if he doesn't do it, then he just does not want to. Story 54. Clean up after yourself. Men and women have different cleaning standards. Men are more likely to let things reach a critical mess before doing the work, while women are more likely to be involved in general mess maintenance. This is not a rule, but a tendency. Get cleaning done before a slight amount of disorder becomes a mess. Take care of tasks well before a deadline. You may know that it will be done before the problem arises, but she will be thinking about it until it is done. Story 55. To be attentive to their emotions without always having to ask or explain how they are feeling at the moment. Sometimes they just cannot say, not because they do not want to, but because they are too down and do not fully understand what is going on. They just need you to understand. Story 56. Date better women and people. My wife has no issue communicating exactly what she wants. The result is she is happy because she gets what she wants. Story 57. Women want to never have to ask. They want you to understand their desires without them ever expressing them. They believe that if you love them, you will simply know. Story 58. Good Lord, do some research on how to improve in bed. I am shocked at how bad 99% of men are at this. Story 59. Sincere emotional involvement. Not merely listening, but actively participating, taking note of small details, keeping in mind her priorities, and giving her a sense of being noticed. Because they do not want to appear needy, many women will not ask for this explicitly, even though it is often one of their greatest unfulfilled needs. Story 60. For you to at least check on them and offer help even when they say they do not need anything. They still want you to make an effort to show you care. Story 61. Security. I think that's something everyone craves in a relationship, not just women, but nobody ever asks because they are afraid of the truth. There is no such thing as total security. People change with time, and it is unfair and unreasonable to expect someone to be 100% committed regardless of those changes. A classic example is sexuality. Would you stay with your partner if you slowly realized over a few years that you are not actually heterosexual or homosexual, but instead the other way around? It is hard to remain in a relationship with someone you are not attracted to in any way. Story 62. Are we talking about fundamental things that everyone wants, like love and respect? Or are we referring to smaller things, like undivided attention when she walks through the door? Story 63. Details. Just remember something small, even if we forget what we told you. Like, I told you that? How did you remember that? Oh my gosh. Just the ability to say you remember something about us makes us feel like you value knowing us on a deeper level. Story 64. Most of what I truly want in the end is to make sense to my partner. I can only speak for myself. Story 65. Autonomy, respect, dignity, safety, credibility, bodily sovereignty, freedom from objectification, emotional complexity without punishment, authority without backlash, equal pay for equal work, assumption of competence, anger without consequence, privacy without suspicion, sexual agency without shame, space, literal and figurative, the right to be average without being erased. Story 66. Book tokens, dates in bookshops, remembering our favorite books, creating a reading corner, etc. Book lovers appreciate when someone supports and values our hobby. Thanks a bunch for sticking around till the end of the video. Remember to subscribe, and until next time, stay awesome and goodbye.